Hello, Vancouver. I'm Temple Lentz, and we're here for another episode of Hello History with the incomparable Pat Jollota.
Hello, history.
And today we're going to talk about the Spruce Division during World War I, which was here in Vancouver at the Fort Vancouver site.
Yes, it was. And we're here in the 1910 hangar, where there's an incredible exhibit right now about the Spruce Production Division.
Yeah, and so we're inside Pearson Air Museum, which is the old hangar that was turned into a museum, and it's on the National Park Service Fort Vancouver property. And behind us here is the scale model of the Spruce Division, which would have stretched from, say, like the I-5 bridge over to East Reserve, so essentially everything that we think of as the fort.
Yes, was the Spruce Production Division. And why did we need spruce? Because airplanes were made of spruce.
Okay.
It was strong, it was light, it was very hard to lumber. It could split, it was hard to work with. So the government wanted spruce for the airplanes. Behind us, we can see some airplanes that were built out of spruce wood. We had 30,000 men out cutting spruce. They built over 150 miles of railroad.
Wow. And this is just an incredible operation. You can see it in the scale model. Apparently, there were so many people working here that they didn't even have housing for all of them in Vancouver. And so they started to build tent camps. One of the things in this exhibit is a model of one of the tents where the workers lived.
Six of them lived per tent. There were 800 tents.
Wow. And it was a 24/7 operation.
Yes.
3 shifts a day, every day, on.
Yes, and General Bryce Desquet was the head of it. And it went up so fast. It took just a couple of months to build all of this. And it opened in April and closed in November.
Wait, what? So, okay. So it opened in April.
Yes.
Built all of this.
Yes.
And then that year, in November, it closed.
9 months later. November 11th, 1918, the war was over, and so shut it down.
Right.
And Congress, in fact, had a huge hearing about it. They accused General Bryce Desquet, who was the head of the Spruce Production Division, of wasting money, because this had cost millions of dollars. And then one congressman said, if the Germans had let us know they were going to quit, we could have saved a lot of money.
I think that is a true statement.
That is a true statement. It took a while to sell this off, you understand, and to muster all the guys out, and then of course the congressional investigation slowed everything down, and the Spruce Production Division went away. Kind of. In 1946, after World War II, they found an office in the Ford building, now the Heritage Building at 6th and Main. On the door it said Spruce Production Division. And inside was a major and his secretary and his chauffeur. And they said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Waiting for orders." Yes. And that was the true end of the Spruce Production Division.
So what had they been doing for 20 years? 30 years?
30 years. Selling everything off.
Right.
And gradually the staff was reduced.
Right.
Till it wasn't the same major 30 years later.
Well, that's good.
It wasn't the same secretary, it wasn't the same chauffeur.
But that also means then there was a hiring process for a division that no longer existed, but it officially existed.
Yes.
So.
It was a mighty effort. It was an incredible effort to catch up. And we stop to think now that the entire Columbia waterfront in Vancouver was given over to building war material. Here, the Spruce Production Division for air. On the other side of the bridge, there were 3 shipyards building ships for the sea. And in between, we had the fort itself transferring soldiers out.
An incredible effort.
It was an all-out effort. It really was.
And you can find out more about it if you want to come to Pearson Air Museum and learn more about everything that was happening here on this site. They have some incredible exhibits. You can see this scale model for yourself. We encourage you to come check it out. And Pat, thanks for taking a few minutes and telling us about the Spruce Division.